Late at night, the hunting team found no trace of Beibei and abandoned the chase. Sebastian, looking glum, angrily told his grandpa, "I'll never forgive you." He ran alone to the ranch kitchen, crying, when Beibei magically appeared. Next morning, he saw Grandpa's beers a little drunkard. He grabbed a bandage from home and found his sister's boyfriend, Guillaume, demanding he treat Beibei at the kitchen. If Guillaume said no, he threatened to reveal Guillaume's smuggling secret to the lieutenant. Times are tough. Seeing Guillaume troubled, Guillaume reluctantly agreed. They went to the ranch kitchen, where Sebastian disinfected Beibei and waited for Guillaume to pass the anti-inflammatory drugs. Sebastian gave Beibei a shot, and after a bit, she was up and running. Sebastian joyfully played in the snow with her and even slapped his hat on Beibei's head. See, now time flew like sand through fingers, and before anyone knew it, the little goat grew up. Caesar hoped he could roam free like Sebastian, so he returned him to the valley. Christmas is near, with a beautiful tree at home. Sebastian asked his sister how to tell Mom about the compass pocket watch she wanted. Grandpa chimed in, "Watches aren't that important. What matters is that no matter where Mom is, she's always thinking of you." That night, Caesar found his booze turned to water, gazing at Sebastian's smug grin. Caesar knew the rascal did it and drank the water reluctantly. Meanwhile, Guillaume smuggled people hiding a family in a cave. On Christmas Eve, they planned to smuggle when the Germans were away, but then they heard a wolf howling outside. Guillaume immediately rushed out to check it out. It turned out the wolf pack was hunting the ranch goats. Beibei, sensing danger, sprang out of her food like a superhero, staring down the wolves eyeing the sheep. Beibei, fearless, charged at the wolves, barking like crazy. Guillaume rushed in too, and together they became an unlikely wolf-fighting duo. Wolfpack slowly retreated in the face of Beibei's fearless charge, ultimately scampering off. But poor Guillaume twisted her ankle in the standoff and had to crawl slowly in agony. Grateful for Guillaume's heroics, Beibei didn't hesitate to bite Guillaume's sleeve, leading her back to Caesar's home. See, talk about team spirit. Subtitles. When Guillaume returned home, his first words were, "Beibei drove the wolves away." The truth emerged. Beibei wasn't the attacker. The wolves killed Caesar's sheep. Caesar felt deeply guilty, and next morning he apologized to Beibei. But Beibei didn't seem to accept. Guillaume's injury was severe. She couldn't do the smuggling next night. Angelina insisted on taking her place. Initially, Guillaume wasn't having any of Angelina's suggestion, but after some dramatic persuasion, Guillaume finally caved in and hoped Angelina would shine. But as soon as Angelina arrived at the cave, Sebastian showed up with Beibei in tow. After some back and forth, Guillaume agreed to let Angelina stay for a day, but she had to return to spend Christmas with Grandpa. Soon, Sebastian struck up a friendship with the girl from the cave, and they all had a blast playing in the snow with Beibei. The Alps were as picturesque as a painting, with two kids adding color. At the summit, Sebastian told the girl, "America lies beyond this snowy mountain." The little girl shook her head, correcting him, "Behind this mountain is my hometown, Switzerland." "America? That's just across the big ocean." Sebastian's mind was blown, so he asked her to spell America for him. After that, he and Beibei brought her to the little town school. He finally pinpointed America on the map, realizing, just as the girl said, that it was really far away from here. At night, Sebastian ditched going home and slept in the stone hut with Beibei instead. Grandpa eventually found them and handed Sebastian a Christmas gift, see a pocket watch with a compass. Seeing this, Sebastian inquired about his mom. Caesar revealed she was a gypsy girl. Caesar wasn't sure why she was found in a snowdrift at the mountain peak, but the girl was barely hanging on. On her deathbed, Caesar promised to take care of Sebastian. Hearing that promise, the girl finally closed her eyes in peace. Caesar only knew that bit and kept the truth from Sebastian, mostly out of fear of hurting him. Over the years, Caesar treated Sebastian like his own son, and Beibei sensed his sadness, giving his hand a gentle lick. Meanwhile, on Christmas night, German soldiers were boozing it up, and one of them declared surely someone would attempt to sneak across tonight since there were no patrols on Christmas. "Tonight's the best time for smuggling." Soldiers agreed. The lieutenant nodded, "Gear up." Meanwhile, Angelina was setting off with the family, while the lieutenant decided to brave the valley alone. She chased after Angelina with all her might and finally caught up with her the next morning, desperately shouting for her to stop. But Angelina and her family, terrified, bolted in panic. This time, the lieutenant's shouting triggered an avalanche. Angelina and her family were hiding behind a boulder, but poor lieutenant was caught in the open, buried in the snow. Down below, Sebastian and Grandpa saw what happened and rushed up the mountain, running into a soldier along the way. Finally, with Caesar's help, the lieutenant was rescued from the thick snow. She wasn't there to catch them, but to warn everyone about the dangers of the canyon. Trouble is, her comrades were already lying in wait at the canyon entrance, and an avalanche had blocked off most pathways. Now, only a death trap of a route remained, filled with deep cracks covered in thick snow and ice. One wrong step could doom them all. But then, Sebastian perked up, saying, "Beibei can lead the way and spot the cracks. We can follow her." With Sebastian's suggestion, they set off again. However, the lurking Germans caught sight of them, and they were hot on their heels. By night time, the snowstorm intensified, shrouding the path in fog, but faint lights appeared in the distance. Angeline quickly snuffed out the fire at their feet. Led by Beibei, they ventured on, soon finding a massive crack. This huge crack was several meters long, and the crew had to cross a snow bridge to get over. Thankfully, the bridge was as solid as can be. With Angelina and Beibei's help, they made it across, but Beibei hesitated. She absolutely refused to take a single step onto that bridge. Finally, after relentless encouragement from Sebastian, Beibei took the plunge seat only to slip and slide down. Fortunately, Beibei was secured and pulled up by all. To stop German pursuit, Angelia destroyed the snow bridge, and they moved on.